Alright, so this will be chapter 6. So just a little review of our last chapter. We arrived at the fort finally. Had a little meeting with Lord Lorentz where he took you into his confidence and asked you to sort of suss out who might be, spies or traitors to the camp. Gave you a list of names to check on, and then you guys sort of split up, and on the next day sort of went your separate ways and did a few things on your own, where you met potential mentors and some other people in the fort, and then at the end of the sort of welcome celebration, you stumbled on a dead body and called the guards. So now, as we come back in, it's middle of the night. Everyone's still a little intoxicated, and you're now showing the sheriff the body that you found. So she sort of, checks him over and is like, yes, well, he's definitely dead. And she says that she knows, she recognizes him. Since you guys are new, you didn't know who this person was. His name is Brack Hanser, and he's a male dwarf who is an assistant at the forge in the artificer corner. He was actually, just side note, he's on the list of names. That name is on the list of names that Lord Cauchyi gave you as far as potential spies. And
Lord Lorentz.
Lord Lorentz, yeah, sorry. Too many lords. But yeah, Lord Lorentz gave you that and the list, and his name was on it as potential spies. So after you tell the sheriff that you were heading home after the party and saw this boot, and then you sort of pulled him out from the bushes, and that's when you discovered that that he was deceased.
I thought that someone had lost a boot, and then I pulled it, and there was a dwarf attached. So my compatriot came to fetch you, and here we are, Sheriff Green.
Yes, and you didn't attempt any, you don't have any, revivify spells yourself or anything like that? No? Okay.
Unfortunately, I have not progressed far enough in my training.
Understood. We have a couple of medics and clerics here, and they sort of bring over the head cleric, who's the dwarf that's up on top of the temple there. Comes over, and he gets down over the body and starts to pray and do this little ritual, and he sort of starts for a second, is a little bit confused, and starts over. Nothing happens. And again, he's sort of a little bit confused, and so then he casts a different spell of some sort. He puts his hands on the dwarf's chest, and he sort of sighs, and he says, "Unfortunately, we won't be able to revive him. A revivify spell normally would be able to bring somebody back within this time frame, but there is apparently a poison was used that makes it impossible for us to either revivify or even speak with dead. The first, I tried to just bring him back immediately. That was the first attempt, and then I tried to speak with him to ask him questions about who had killed him, but neither of those spells worked. And so my final delving, I looked to see if there were any toxins, poisons, or curses laid upon him, and you can see, as I discovered, he's been poisoned by some exotic poison that I have not encountered before, that is preventing us from being able to use any of these types of magics that could either bring back the dead or contact the dead. So the sheriff says that is, that's very unfortunate, because a speak with dead spell would be very, very helpful in this type of situation. A lot of times you can find out who, if not who specifically murdered them, who are the circumstances of their death, who might have wanted to, at least have some leads. But as at the moment now, it could be anyone in the fort could have poisoned this man. It's possible that it was accidental, but I doubt that that would happen. Most of the plants and whatnot here have been vetted by our druids to make sure that they are not poisonous and not going to hurt us. Those that are, they let us know and they're sort of sequestered away from the public. So,
this is very troubling that someone would be poisoned specifically so they couldn't speak even after their death.
yes, that is definitely an extra level of nefariousness. You know, we've had fights before that have, spilled over and tragedy has happened, but we've never had anything like this happen before. This seems to be some sort of a premeditated murder.
Do you have anyone, artificer, tincture maker, potion master, who might be able to identify what was used?
Yes, we'll be. We're going to check in with the various alchemists and see if there's anything that they can determine what type of poison this was, where it was sourced from, and if there's any sort of antidotes that we can lay in a stock of if this is now a threat to us. But I want to stress, you don't need to worry about those things yourself. I'm the sheriff. That is my job to investigate those things. But should you hear of anything, I would be very grateful if you could pass on any information that might come your way. But you don't need to worry yourself. This is my job. This is what I do. This is why I'm here, is to do this exact type of thing. So,
Insight. 10.
10? Seems completely earnest and
Can I look around where the body was found to see if there's any animals or spiders or anything?
make a nature check.
18.
Okay.
Plus.
Yeah, there's butterflies.
21.
There's all sorts of different things. Different skinks, the little lizard guys, and there's mouse, a squirrel. There's plenty of things that you could talk to. So.
Can I talk to the mouse?
Okay.
So I'm gonna do cast speak with animals.
Okay.
And who has the cheese?
Oh, I have the cheese.
Can I have a
Sure.
Can I have a little bit of cheese? Hey, little mouse.
What the fuck? I know people can talk to
Yeah.
us, but it's wacky when it happens. What do you want?
Do you want some cheese?
Maybe, but first just tell me what you want. Because
Well-
this has happened like once before to me, and it's just really weird.
I was wondering if you see that dead body over there?
Yeah?
Did you see what happened?
I mean, sorta. Like, I saw, that guy hit the ground not far from me and startled me, and I looked up and I saw another person who was taller, probably like twice their height, because the dead person's a dwarf, just FYI.
Mhm.
So, saw somebody that was like twice their height, but didn't see their face, just saw them sort of slink off into the darkness.
Did they say anything?
Nope. It was just they were walking together, and then the one guy like fell into the brush, and the other guy like sort of just pushed him and like farther behind the sign there and stuff, farther into the weeds, and then but I didn't really see anything that happened, so I don't know that.
Do you know what kind of shoes the other guy was wearing?
Shoes?
Yeah.
What the hell are shoes?
This, and I point to my boots.
I mean, they were sort of like that, I guess.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah.
I'm wearing green boots.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if mice can see in color,
Yeah, I
but
Okay.
yeah, they were shoes, but I mean, I couldn't. I don't know like what kind of shoes they are.
Did they smell like anything?
I mean, they smell like a person. People smell weird, and that's usually one of the ways that I know when people are coming is that I can smell them and stuff. And so, but I thought I was completely safe over here in the brush, but then the one guy fell, and the other guy just sort of like left him there.
And they didn't say anything to each other?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing this information. Would you Like some cheese? As a thank you?
Yeah. Okay, I'll have a bite of that.
There you go.
Not the best cheese, but I'm guessing you got this from the pirate inn.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want cheese, you got to go up to the other side of town.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Good enough.
So the inn next to the theater. That's the place you want to go. They actually have the good cheese. All right. And what's great is they'll put it out on like a little platter with some like other meats and stuff. And people, while they're watching the show, you can hop up onto the table and yank that.
Good to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Good to know.
So you can get some pretty good free cheese over there. You know.
Oh.
This cheese over here sucks.
Got it. I'll get the theater cheese.
Excellent.
We know who's been eating the charcuterie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I relay the information to everyone.
All about the cheese. Good place to get cheese.
Yep. Just
Mice
the
have
cheese.
limited color vision, by the way.
Do they?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Okay.
So
So
they have like red green color blindness equivalent
okay.
as far as humans.
So
go.
yeah, so he's seen plenty of red shoes before.
Cool.
All right. So okay. So the you're done with talking to the mouse. Is there
Yes.
anybody else you wanted to interview? I mean, the mouse was probably the, you know.
Did we confirm, like, did the mouse know gender of the person he was walking with?
Oh.
Would he have known that?
You could ask.
Yeah. Do you know what gender the person that ran off is?
Yeah, the person that ran off. Yeah, that's. I think it was a she. I think it was a girl.
Did you just mouse gender her?
I didn't
Yes,
do it.
just mouse. You got mouse gendered. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, I love it. I love it.
Well,
Can I talk to more than one animal on one use of, or is it?
I think
is
it lasts for a while.
Oh, does it just last?
10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think you can just. I don't think it's one specific animal. If I remember, it's you cast it and then as long you can talk to whatever.
So I'm gonna gather the rest of the animals: the
Okay.
squirrel, the lizard,
Mm-hmm.
well, the butterfly.
and a butterfly. Okay.
Like, hey, so dead body over there. Hi guys.
Hi.
Dead body over there. Hello. Hi. Dead body over there.
Yes, we've seen it.
Did you see who killed that person?
I see who killed that person. No, they were walking with someone who's much taller.
Yep, got that.
And then when the shorter one fell over, the taller one didn't like look. So in lizard world, if a lizard gets hurt, most of the time people don't help them. But I'm like a helpful lizard, so I'll help the other lizards if they get like stuck on something or get flipped over and need to get back on their,
Yeah,
their
of
feet.
course.
And this person didn't help the person who fell at all. Just sort of looked at them, looked around, and then left. I mean, what kind of crap is that?
What direction did they go? Do you remember?
Well, they just kept going like, they were walking like this way. So they were coming this way, and then they just kept going that way.
Huh.
But I don't know, once they got over to like the bridge over the water stuff, they were out of my eyesight, so I don't know where they went from there.
Can you describe what they look like?
I mean, it was dark. They had like long hair, and they were long hair and like dressed in all black, and like their eyes were like really dark around them and stuff. But that's all I can really say. And then the butterfly goes, and it's just has complete ADD and is not paying attention. So
Thank
the
you.
lizard though seems to be pretty interactive.
I relay all this information. Did you guys have any other questions that we should ask?
Sounds like we're looking for a tall woman to talk to about this murder.
With long hair,
Dressed in black.
with black
Maybe
something on the
glasses?
eyes? Maybe.
Do you know what glass? Ask him if he knows what glasses are.
Hey, lizard. Do you know what glasses are?
No, I don't.
It's
Here goes like this.
right there.
Like with his hands.
Was
Does
that what you saw?
That's interesting.
Was that what you saw on the? No.
I can prestidigitate a pair of glasses and be like this?
Oh, that's much better.
No, that's not. No,
No
I don't know what
buttons.
that is. That's not. No, like they look like. Have you ever seen a raccoon?
Yes.
Ah,
Okay.
Like a
that's
mask.
That's what I mean. Like dark around their eyes.
Mask.
Okay. Oh, do you think it was a mask or part of their face?
Wow, that's a wild idea. I think it was like part of their face,
Okay.
but I don't know. I mean, otherwise they looked just like the rest of you, but they had just like it was just dark around the eyes. That's all.
Hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for all this information.
Sure. You got any crickets?
Crickets.
Yeah.
I will look for some for you.
Okay. Thanks.
Do you want cheese?
No.
Okay.
Lactose intolerant.
The lizard is lactose intolerant.
Yes, I just
Perfect. Love it.
That on the whim.
Nice. Well,
Does anyone else seem upset by this? Like, should we tell people that there's a poisoner on the loose?
There's a sort of a small crowd has gathered, and the sheriff is sort of talking to different people.
Oh yeah, I told the sheriff too. I said this
Okay.
talking to a bunch of animals. I'm assuming the sheriff noticed that.
Yep. So and so she's just she's like there's apparently this person's been poisoned. We're going to have the artificers and the alchemists check into see if it's any kind of poison that they are familiar with, so that we can have antidotes on hand if possible. But just be aware, be careful while you're out. If you see anything suspicious, let me know. And it seems very, very territorial about this being their domain. This is the thing that they were sent here to do, was to investigate these kinds of crimes, and that she's been this is her mission, is to do these kind of.
so is she still like hanging around there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically interviewing anybody who is there, and then a lot of them are saying, "Oh, you should talk to the other the other assistants in the artificer corner. You should talk to the artificers. That's who
So Neert says they have everything under control here. We should go. And he wants to go to where the red gate is, because
Okay.
it overlooks the whole area over there, and talk to the guards who are up there,
Okay.
and see if they saw anything, and sort of explain, like, this is who was killed.
Okay. All right. So you head up there, and you can see that there's one gentleman there that has sort of a large lance. He's sort of in charge of the guards that are on top of the stable there, and he introduces himself.
Fine lance.
Yes. Well, that's why I go by Raylan the Lance Knight. So yes, my job is to sort of keep keeping. I'm in charge of the guards on this wing here. What can I help you with?
So, do
Yes.
you know Brack Hanser?
Yes, and I know him. I've played cards with him a few times before. He seems like a rather, quite honestly, sort of sour fellow.
He's dead.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I can't think of anybody specifically that might want to do him harm, but he didn't necessarily fit in here, so it's possible that maybe he pissed somebody off, and maybe he swindled somebody. Not sure.
Have you ever seen him in the company of a tall, dark-haired woman with circles around her eyes?
Well, I mean, there's definitely somebody that fits that description in the fort.
A mouse told us. No, he doesn't say that.
The only person that I can think of when you mention dark circles is Kzmin Ardona, who is the Spy Master, who's in charge of all the scouts that go out around.
Spy Master.
She's tall with long hair, and frequently does the eyeshadow makeup that is very dark around eyes.
Have you seen Mistress Ardona in the artificer's area this eve?
No. As far as I know, she's mostly keeps to the other side of the fort. It doesn't usually come over this way. Doesn't really have much need to, I guess, because she's mostly coordinating the scouts and whatnot, and so that would happen out of the command center. So, but people come down this way since there are 3 of the sort of boarding houses that each have a tavern on the main floor. Then,
Perhaps we should pay Mistress Ardona a visit. This is not supposed to be our job because the sheriff is handling it, but
she's very, very territorial over anything. There's not a lot of crime in our fortress, and so anytime she gets a chance to actually do her job, she does it with great zeal. You should have seen we had somebody who was like littering over in the Druid Grove and got them all pissed off, and oh my goodness, she went on the warpath for that and finally caught the person and put them in jail for 1 day.
My main concern is that this person, Kesna, is that her name? I'm afraid that if she is indeed responsible for this poisoning that we've heard of, that she might run away and leave the fort entirely. So
It's possible.
I think that maybe the guards should be maybe on the lookout for her or someone trying to leave the fort, and maybe even try and find her, because I do think that there's a great flight risk when it comes to this individual.
Yes, you should definitely report that over to the sheriff. She's the one that instructs the sort of fort guard. He says, my basic work is defending the fort from people from outside. I don't really I'm not the one who's going to be doing any kind of real investigation or interrogation, so you should check with the sheriff about that.
Ah, I see. Not your problem. I see.
Yes,
okay.
well, she would also be very, very angry if we were to mobilize the guard to go look for somebody who then turns out not to be the perpetrator. She would be very, very angry with us.
You wouldn't want him to leave his station unguarded. Look, he has the lance, the one where you stand at the edge of the wall and stab down at the people.
Ah, that is a good point. I didn't think of that, Nerd.
Yes, so we shall take this information to the sheriff.
I also think we do have the sending stone. We could call our dear friend, who is the new lord of the fort, and we could tell him of what we found out. Could we not?
I think we should.
Indeed. Good day to you.
Have a nice evening. Yes, middle of the night. Sorry. Yeah, it's like midnight at this point. So do you want to head up to speak with Lord Lorentz now?
I think he's going to use the sending stone.
Well, I guess we don't have to use the sending stone if we can just go, run over to his place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should tell him, though.
Okay.
I think so.
So you head up to the command center and to sort of the suite of rooms for the Lord, and there is the squire is not there. He's gone. And as you come up, you hear some sounds from behind the door. It's not an argument this time. This is the sounds of passionate lovemaking.
Okay. Going.
Uh-oh, Tarnish just knocked on the door. I am taking that as an action. So you knocked on the door. And the sounds stop. Who is it? That's Lord Lorentz.
Lord Lorentz, it's us, Tarnish and Nert and Savina.
Savina's walking down the hall.
And why are you knocking on my door in the middle of the night after a party when everyone has been drinking? Why are you here?
Well, we thought you might want to know something important and bad has happened.
And here, the door opens and he's in a robe, and over his shoulder you can see his ex-wife, the Contessa Laia Ricci, under the covers, just going.
Oh.
I knew
he's-
for the longest time.
Congratulations on reviving your nuptials.
I'm not sure about reviving, but
I think we should focus on the events that have
Indeed.
yes,
transpired.
please. Why have
A
you
man
disturbed
is
me
dead.
at this? Who's dead?
Brack.
Brack Hanser.
Yes.
Brack Hanser. Okay.
And
I'm not familiar with him, but yes, it is a terrible thing if someone has died in the fort under my watch. You will need to go speak with the sheriff to report any crimes.
Yes. The reason why we are interrupting you and your, we wanted to let you know that it was a poisoning, and the poison was special in the way that they could not revive or speak to the victim.
That's unfortunate.
It's suspicious, is what
Very,
it is. And we were able to gather some information, and we know that you are a trustworthy person, so we wanted to tell you more about it.
Yes.
Excellent. Now that name is starting to ring a bell. I'm sorry, I had a little bit of wine tonight. That was one of the names on the list that I gave you
Yes.
as possible
Indeed.
suspects. That is very, very concerning.
Yes. Would you mind putting on some clothes and we could talk about it?
Sure. He says, "Meet me down in the sort of conference room, sort of down at the end." And closes the door. You guys head down there, and he comes in a little bit later in sort of pants and a loose tunic and stuff.
It's been 20 minutes. What were you doing?
It's only been 5. So
I don't know about
yeah,
this.
but Alania is with him, so the both of them
Okay.
are there, and so he says she's leaving in 2 days and has turned over duties to me, but I think since she will be giving a report to our superiors back in Forwich, this might be information that she would need. So what are any suspicions? Any other information beyond what you have already told me?
So I talked to some of the animals that were found by the corpse, and a couple of them said that the what's his name? The dead person was
Brack.
walking.
Brack.
Brack was walking with someone who was a tall woman with long hair and dark shadings over her eyes.
Okay,
And-
that would be Kzmin. He's
Ah,
the only one that I can think of in this camp. Yes, now I have some experience with Kzmin in the past. She is effective at what she does, but one of the people that I will be looking forward to rotating out in a month or so. She's not my favorite person. She's not the Spy Master I would have chosen. My Spy Master will be joining us in a couple of weeks when he rotates in.
She is accused of committing a murder.
Oh, you're accusing her of committing a murder here.
Well, she
that-
was the only one found near the body, according to a mouse.
I wouldn't necessarily accuse her of committing the murder, but we do know that she was walking with the victim and continued to walk away after he collapsed into some brush, which is, in my opinion, suspicious behavior.
Yes, very, very suspicious. Okay. So he goes over, sort of crosses the hall back into his, into his study, and comes back with another sending stone. This one's not one that matches yours, and he triggers it, and he says, Lieutenant, this is an emergency. I need you to assemble a fist and meet me at the command center. Don't arouse any suspicion. Do not go to the sheriff. Do not tell anyone else that you are doing this. And just come up to my chambers. And so about 15 minutes later, the lieutenant comes up with the 4 other battle mages, and Lord Lorentz is like, we're going to take care of this now. The Spy Master's quarters are in the command center, and so they march down a few sets of stairs. Do you want to follow them and go along?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check on the... God, what's her name? The ex-wife?
Alania?
Yes. I kind of want to gauge, as we're telling all this information, is she acting any strange way?
Okay, so that would be insight.
Insight, yeah. Okay. So... that's going to be... 3.
She seems completely, sort of present and, and listening, but
You seem too calm.
not too calm, but definitely this isn't going to be my problem. So it's, you can tell that the people that are leaving, anybody that you've met that is about to leave is really fucking done with this place. And I haven't cussed that much during this game so that I could use it in a strategic way. And everybody's really fucking done with this place. So
Good to know.
Indeed.
Should we follow them?
Yes.
You follow them down. They bust open the door, and there's Kzmin, wide awake, in the study with a sending stone. And she sort of chucks it at them and, starts to cast a spell. Are you guys going to do anything, or are you going to let Lord Lorentz and his people handle this? Because they're now casting stuff as well. So if you have anything that you might want to help out with as far as spells or
Is
like
she
that?
using something to cast the spell?
No. She's speaking and doing motions and stuff like that. So it's not a device. She's basically threw the sending stone at them to try to distract them, and is now trying to cast some sort of a spell.
Can I cast Grease so she can't run away easily?
Okay. I'm gonna cast Grease, and this all happens simultaneously, sort of. So we're not gonna do an initiative order.
Just to, on the space where she's standing to make it hard if she tries to run.
And I'll cast Entangle.
Okay.
Double difficult to get away.
Is that like an attack action, or is that just a save they have to make?
I think it's just area of effect and a save.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have to make a strength save.
No. Nirt's just going to stand blocking the doorway, with everybody else inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got his chest popped in his shield, and he's got his hand on his sword, and he's very much,
Alright, so
I'm
let's see.
building security.
Okay. All right. So all 3 of Lord Lorenz's people all cast counterspell at the same time, trying to counterspell what she's doing. Unfortunately, they all rolled really, really low, and so she basically finishes her spell. As you guys are casting your stuff, she finishes in half as much time as you do. You've seen, sorcerers make their spells go faster. She basically spent a sorcery point to turn it into a bonus action, and now dimension doored out of the room, and is poof gone.
Yeah.
So your entangle goes up, your grease goes up just as she flips out. And so, and then Lorentz is just beside himself, pissed off that they couldn't get the counter spells to go off.
Dimension door, you have to be able to see where you're going, right?
No,
You don't.
you
can
just have to know.
You have to know where it is,
yeah,
and it's within 200 feet or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I can look it up
I don't
exactly,
remember
but
exactly. Okay, well,
I
it
think
doesn't.
it's
It's not going to make any sense for Nirt to go after.
right.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing where she probably had a location in mind
And
was basically like, as soon as if somebody comes and catches me, I'm going to that spot immediately. So
with their bug out bag.
I turn to Lawrence and I say, what does her voice sound like?
it's sort of rough and raspy and sort of gravelly.
Rough and raspy.
A little
Really?
bit, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that?
she's sort of she's sort of a no nonsense kind of.
Give me the sending stone.
Oh, the one that she had?
Yeah, she
Okay.
tossed it.
Yep, so he hands you that one.
I turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I forgot. Where am I supposed to go?
Okay, you're waiting for a response. All right, make a deception check for me.
Oh, very intelligent. Good job.
I tried.
It's very smart.
That's funny.
Nat 20.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Plus, I got like a 4, I think. So 24.
Okay, so natural 20 on that. I'm gonna have to figure out. Just give me a second, because like, all right. So the person at the other end believes you. Where are you supposed to go?
Where am I supposed to go?
And it is like, you hear a response come back. It's a man's voice, sort of deep and commanding, and he says, "I don't know where you're supposed to go. You were supposed to predetermine that yourself. You've told me you were waiting for instructions, and your instructions are to stay put. If they come for you, to leave." And Lord Lorentz says, "That was Lord Cauchyi." So she's one of his spies. It seems we have found out at least one of his spies.
Where are you?
Where are you? Is that what you're asking? Okay. He says, "At the compound. Where else would I be?"
Is everyone with you?
And that doesn't go through. Because there were only 3 charges on that stone. So that last transmission, nothing comes back. You have no idea if they heard it.
That's funny.
At the compound.
Cool.
Sabina, that was an amazing use of creative deception.
Yeah.
Well done.
Maybe one day you can try doing something like that.
Yes, of course. Perhaps.
That was inspired, Sabina. You are truly just really whip smart.
Yeah. I've done quite a bit of, pretending to be somebody else, using other people's voices. It's a fun little thing that I picked up.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
We should talk more about that later.
Sure.
So,
So Lord Lorentz is like, well, at least we've confirmed that we have one additional person that wasn't on the list that I gave you that is a spy for Lord Cauchyi. I would assume that Brack was probably a spy as well, and that she must have killed him because we did share the list of potential spies with our Spy Master. So she knew everybody that we were investigating. So maybe the other people on that list were also spies that she just hadn't gotten to yet. But I would assume that Brack was probably one of Cauchyi's spies.
Can we do the Inquisition now?
And so he turns to his guards and he rattles off the list of names of the people that he had given you, and he says, "Bring them to the interrogation room right away. Summon the High Cleric Yarg and the High Cleric Carl. These are the 2 highest ranking clerics in the temple. So they're brought in first, and he has one cast Zone of Truth, which in a 15-foot radius, anyone who fails a saving throw has to answer truthfully. You can not answer, that you can refuse to answer, you can dance around things, but you can't lie, basically. And Lord Cauchyi asks, Lord Lorentz asks these 2 each in turn, are you an agent of Lord Cauchyi? Both say no. Do you know Cauchyi's plan for the big stone that was dug up in the village? Both say no. And then he says, do you want to help bring Lord Cauchyi to justice for what was done in the village? And they both say yes. And so these are the first two other people besides the three of you that he's now bringing into the fold. He then turns to you and he asks you, what are your opinions on the sheriff? Do you think the sheriff is trustworthy? Do you think they're somebody who we should bring in and question in a similar way?
Can you roll like a latent insight on the sheriff based on our...
Yeah, if you want to roll insight on the sheriff.
It's a 12.
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
Oh, sure.
I thought the sheriff was Lord Cauchyi.
This is his ex, right?
The sheriff, no. His ex is Alania, the person that was the Fort Lord who's turning it over to him.
Okay.
The sheriff was the person who was sort of tried to get you guys not to investigate, and she was saying that she wanted to take that on herself.
Gotcha.
So with those roles, Tarnish has no idea. As he said, he thought that the sheriff was Lord Cauchyi. And
I don't recall meeting the sheriff. I thought the sheriff.
But the rest of you, one way or the other, you don't have any, definitive opinion.
She seemed possessive of the investigation, to say
It's
the
been my
least.
experience as well.
And I mean, she's a sheriff. And we just came here and we kind of solved this whole mystery pretty fast compared to her.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be any downside to asking her to an invitation to this investigation? Would she be upset with you or the whole group if we did ask her?
I don't believe she would. I am of the opinion that she seems rather earnest, rather forthright, very enthusiastic to do her job, but I don't necessarily think she's, being deceptive. I don't want to necessarily start a precedent where we just bring everybody in the fort in one by one and question them in the same way. I don't think that's quite fair to the majority of people here. But I think it's worth bringing her in. So he says to his battle mages to go ahead and round up the sheriff.
But systematic examination of every person utilizing Zone of Truth would be the best method to seek out anyone. Like, Nir begins on sort of a logical rant about why it's the best idea to interrogate
I can understand
everyone.
that. There are limitations to the amount of magic that one can use in a day, so it would be a time-consuming and exhaustive process. So I would rather start with people that we think there's a decent chance they may be deceiving us. I think the sheriff would be a good person for us to bring in that it is her job to investigate crimes in the fort. And so if we can decide whether she's trustworthy, that will be very helpful in that endeavor.
And Nirt, I think the concept of truth is sort of a gray area, don't you think? Because someone could think something is true to their experience, but it could be false to my experience. Wouldn't you agree?
I love that.
I would say in the case of someone being murdered, that truth is not subjective. He's he's really struggling with this idea that this is an okay. Tarnish,
Yes.
I just need a moment, excuse me. And he, Lord, I would aid the sheriff, as I think we all would, or if she turns out to be false, I will take her head on your behalf.
That is good to know. So he has the sheriff brought in, and once again they cast the Zone of Truth, and he asks her the same three questions. She says no, she's not an agent of Lord Cauchyi. She had no idea what his plans are, and yes, she absolutely would like to bring him to justice. She then gives way more information than she was asked, not quite understanding the Zone of Truth spell that you can just answer the question. And she goes on about this thing about how she fell in love with detective stories when she was a child and now wants to be a detective, write detective novels. So she became, took the sheriff job in the hopes that she could solve some major crime just like this and go on to be a novelist later in life. And Lord Lorentz at that point is sort of like, oh, okay, she's just like an uber nerd. That's why she's so sort of crazy about her job, is she's using it as the basis of her novel. So he believes that we can trust her. So she joins sort of the group of people, and as we go through each of the people on the list, whoever passes sort of joins the greater group in the room, and sort of there's chairs around the outside, and they all sort of take a seat and become part of the sort of inner circle.
Is there any ability for a spy to do some kind of subterfuge or take some kind of potion that would let them evade a zone of truth?
No, not that I know of. The only thing that they can do is they can refuse to answer, or they can give a truthful answer that is obscuring. Sort of, say I was to ask, some question that you could then give a literal response to. Like, your response could be, I'm not in the mood to answer that question. That's a truthful thing. You didn't answer the question that,
So, if I had seen a dead cat, but someone had asked me, have you seen a dead cat? I could say, I saw a cat. And it would be true, but not the entire truth.
That, I think, would be really, really close to the edge. But yeah, you saw a cat. I think that could be enough truth.
You're just struggling with the realization
that there's levels of truth.
There's levels of truth to things.
It could be you saw a tiger, and you could say, I saw a cat, because a tiger is a type of cat.
That makes sense right there, yeah.
Thank you, Tarnish.
Absolutely. Tarnish is going to keep a really scrutinize every interview, looking for people who might be playing with that aspect of truth, and just kind of keep an eye on it.
Yeah, so far, besides the sheriff going off on this unasked for tangent all about wanting to be a novelist, so far nothing has tripped you up. Everybody's giving one word, yes, no answers, and stuff like that. So the sheriff, they then bring in the rest of the people on the list one by one. And so, Savina, you recognize Xochitl, the druid that you've started to study with. Mm-hmm. She's asked the same questions and passes with flying colors.
Savina was so nervous.
And then a few other people are brought in, and you start to notice that each of the people on the list are non-humans, that they're all some sort of non-human, that there's no humans on the list. The only human on the list was Brack, the guy who got killed. Everybody else that's being brought in so far have been non-human races.
Lord, as Inquisitor, I feel it important to point out that they're all not human. Is there a reason?
And he looks to his to Alania, his ex-wife, and says, "You brought me the list," and she says that wasn't anything in particular. It just seems, some of these various people were in positions which they could have access to the things that were stolen. Yes.
Are we all standing in the zone of truth right now?
Yes.
Can I turn to her and say, do you have bias against other species of creatures?
And she says, yes, I do. But it's not necessarily just other creatures, it's anyone not born into a noble family.
That's also bad.
Yes, I understand that. She realizes that it's bad. In their zone of truth, she completely admits it. But yeah, she sort of looks down on anybody that's not of noble birth. She has as the title of Contessa, her father is a count. And so that's a hereditary title. Something like Lord is that's a rank title that you're given for sort of achievement. She's born into her title, basically.
So, if you care for different peoples in different ways, do you apply the law unevenly with them?
No, the law is written, and that is the way that we try to do the best that we can to follow the rules as written. But just in this case, the people that I knew less about happened to be these people. These are the people that seem to be suspicious to me.
Nirt sees the sheriff saying that law is being applied evenly, you know, and that it's still in the zone of truth, he like visibly relaxes. Like, thank you. I appreciate your honor. Well, part of it.
Savina, what do you think? I think that maybe we should expand the list of possible suspects as we go and talk to humans. What do you think?
I think that we should, considering that Alania has certain preconceived notions about nobility, may have excluded any nobles from the list, so perhaps we should take a look at some nobles.
Yes, that's very intelligent. Yes, we should do that. Yes.
But, Alania, as Rexy, I have Rexy run through my hair
Okay.
and kind of pop out. Do you think that nobles are better than me? Or that I'm inferior?
No. I mean, I don't think this consciously. Since we're in the zone of truth here and all, I will be completely truthful to you. This is simply the way that I was raised. I have come from the most powerful family in Forwich. Much of the reason that the Institute for Advanced Arcana exists is due to money and lands donated by my family. And so I grew up in a position where everything was there for me. Anything I wanted to do, I could do, and I feel bad about that. But I also can't necessarily escape the upbringing that I have, even though I do try to apply the law and equally to everyone. The notion of nobility as being noble of spirit, indeed, I like those things, but it's also confused with the nobility of being born to a powerful family.
Well, I do come from a noble family, and I am a hot mess.
Aren't we all?
Made
Yes.
a lot of horrible, horrible mistakes.
Mhm.
So
She has a pet rat.
I have a pet rat, and I've gotten into a lot of trouble. So
Most
nobles aren't that.
we all are born into our own prejudices. It's just a matter of if they impact our criminal investigations. That's, I think,
Absolutely.
the concerning matter.
I was found on the stairs in front of the Citadel of Creation.
Oh.
I don't know if I have any of these ingrained morals.
You do.
You do.
Quite a few. Anyway, who should we investigate next?
Okay. So next are brought in the rest of the people on the list. So Ular Grax, he's a half-orc, and he's cleared of being a suspect. Blair Kuda is sort of this barbarian half-elf who is a local who joined the fort a while back and has been acting as a scout. He's cleared as well. There's a big sort of half-hippo, half-man. They're called Gif. His name is Nestle Moore. He is an artificer, and he's also cleared. And the last person on the list that is brought in, his name is Rigord Harnfellow, and he is a gnome paladin. And when asked the first question, "Are you an agent of Lord Cauchyi?" he starts to shake. He says, "Yes. Yes, I pledged the oath of conquest to the Lord Cauchyi, and I will follow him into the gates of hell." Now you guys have 10 minutes to ask this guy questions and see if you can get some information from him.
What was his name again?
His name is Rigord Harnfellow. R-I-G-O-R-D Harnfellow. H-A-R-N Fellow.
And you said he's a gnome paladin?
Mm-hmm. And he said that he had taken the oath of conquest.
What is the Oath of Conquest?
I am pledged to come out here to these lands and conquer them, so that the progress that the Institute has promised due to these magical items, such as the printing press and the Magelev trains, that they can do everything that they have been promising us that they will do as far as uniting and bringing everyone up to a higher standard of living. And my goal is to come out here, secure these lands, secure these resources, and put down any resistance to that.
Your aim is noble, to unite the land. However, your methods are quite lacking, especially when it leaves people dead in a bush.
I have nothing to do with that. I killed no one.
Ever?
Well, yes, I've killed people before because I'm a warrior.
Related?
But in this, you said there was a dead man in a bush, and I killed no one. I left no one in a bush dead.
Where
That was the Spy Master.
Where or when were you recruited to this conquest?
Well, this specific conquest, 3 years ago, I came on my first foray here into the Twisted Lands under Lord Cauchyi. And there I saw that he was a visionary, that he saw how to deal with the local population. He saw that swift action must be taken, and I pledged myself to be at his side, to be his sword, and to go where he tells me.
Would you say that you pledged yourself to the idea of progress more than Lord Cauchyi, or did you pledge yourself to Lord Cauchyi as a charismatic leader?
I pledged to him, to his notion of conquest. Where he points my sword, that's where I strike.
I think you should examine that within yourself about if you're really following your morals. Any other questions from you all?
Is there anyone else in this fort that also pledged themselves to Lord Cauchyi?
Yes.
Great. You can make us a list.
Who?
Yes.
No answer. Okay.
He's not saying jack shit now.
All right. We'll do it the hard way. And Neert, pulls out the longsword. I'm not here to mess around.
Why don't we maybe try a more creative solution before resorting to harm? Because we could maybe talk with Rigord, and maybe we can make you an offer for information. Are you open to any type of negotiation?
Yes.
What are you seeking out of a negotiation?
To be released.
Let's start.
So Neert's still got the sword out, and he's like, I wasn't really going to hurt him. I was trying to do that thing where you say one thing, but you mean something else.
You're practicing lying.
We're in the zone of truth, Neert.
It's not, but it's not untrue.
You're doing a good job.
It's so confusing. Look, I don't want to actually hurt you, but I will. So, cough up the information. And I'm trying. I promise, Tarnish, I'm trying.
No, keep going. This is good.
And he looks at you and says, I've forgotten what you had asked.
Can you provide us a list of the others in the fort?
Of the others?
That are sworn to Cauchyi.
I cannot provide you a list of others.
Do you just know of them?
I think we need to be more specific with our request.
Where is Lord Cauchyi?
That's it.
He says that I don't know. That I truly don't know. I was left here. I know that they are within a day to 2 days march of the fortress, but I don't know what direction. I haven't been given that information. I was told to stay here, and that's what I've done.
Are there less than 10 people in the fort that have sworn their allegiance to Lord Cauchyi?
I don't know.
Okay. Of the people that you know, are there less than 10 of them?
Yes.
Are there less than 5 of them?
Yes.
Are there less than 2 of them?
Yes.
So there's one more.
Yes.
That was brilliant.
That was very good. Very good,
Thank you.
Savannah.
Yeah, that was fun.
And like Neert's got his like book open to Inquisition tactics.
Okay.
He's like, I was gonna ask about this one with the rat and the bucket on the stomach, but you did much better.
Oh, that. No, Kaiserexy.
Tarnish pulls out a field pamphlet and be like on interrogation. It's just like, oh yes, I do see the rat in the bucket. We could try.
No, can
Any
we
of you
rip
guys
that
can
up?
draw? Because we're going to need a rat in the bucket diagram of how to torture somebody with a rat in the bucket.
You
on
are
their
not
stomach.
taking Rexy. He is innocent.
Oh, we should ask. The other person who is a spy for Lord Cauchyi that you are in cahoots with, are they a noble or a commoner? Or something else?
He says that I'm not sure. I don't know that. If they're
Why
noble or
not?
commoner.
Do you not know this person very well?
Correct.
Are they tall or are they small?
They are medium.
Medium unknown persons. That's a very nondescript answer.
I'm not trying to be specious here, Tarnish, but from your perspective, and potentially his, are all people large or medium creatures?
Well, I personally am secure in my personhood to know that I am small and that others my size are small. So I don't feel that everyone above me or my size are large. I do think this fellow over here probably shares the same idea where you would be able to identify a medium-sized creature or a large or a small.
Yes.
You'll learn.
How long has this other person been at the fort?
Good question. You're very good at this.
He says they were at the fort before me, and I've been here for 2 months. So.
But if you don't know them very well, then how would you know that?
How would I know that they were at the fort before me? Because when I arrived, they were already here, and...
Can you describe them physically to us?
Yes, and the description that he gives is of the Spy Master.
Oh.
Have we...
That teleported away.
Oh. I don't think this is a very helpful line of interrogation.
Oh, wait, I've got one. How do you know other agents of Cauchyi? Do you wear symbols? Do you do gestures? Do you speak key words?
I was
Very good.
contacted by, first by Brack, who works down in the artificer area. He's one of the assistants at the forge.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so...
Ex-assistant at the forge now.
Ex-assistant?
And
at
you're the
the
one who
forge?
died? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He has passed away by
Yes.
our hand.
Wait, where did you the truth? Can you lie?
I said he passed away by our hand. Did we not kill him?
We didn't kill
No,
him.
you didn't.
No. That was
Found
the
him
spy
dead.
master
He
who
was the
killed
one
him.
that was in the bush.
Oh, no. Okay.
Right.
I retract that statement.
Okay. So, yeah, so he's a little bit shocked because he hadn't heard the news that Brack was dead.
What use would this death serve your Lord Cauchyi?
I don't know. He's like, I'm just someone who was a sympathizer who was contacted first by Brack, and he was getting information from this other person that I don't know their name, but I know their description, and that was the Spy Master that he described to you. And he said that my understanding is that there are other, agents here in the fortress, but that not all of them know each other. That probably someone like the Spy Master would maybe know more people, but he says the other person that I know for sure was Brack, and he had helped them steal some stuff and basically put it out into the woods to be, sort of a dead drop thing. So.
Do you know when the next drop is scheduled to be?
It's like, I haven't heard anything recently. I've been waiting for instructions for weeks as what to do next, and so when I didn't get any instructions, I started to become worried that maybe we had been found out and should lay low. And now here we are, and you're telling me he's dead, and I'm under this spell that is making me...
You know, Rigard, it seems like maybe you weren't valued by the Cauchyi regime. Is there any way that we could maybe find a different purpose for you, or channel your devotion into something that you could really live up to the best of your abilities and not cause so much destruction?
Be a double agent.
Oh, that's very good.
At the
So
end, if
you're
we...
saying that I would be released back into the fort to go about the things that I was doing before, but instead of reporting, well, I have no one to report to, because both of my contacts are apparently, you know, well, actually, he doesn't know about the Spy Master being gone. So I could feed misinformation. I don't have any direct contact with this other person. I've only heard the description from Brack, but I could find them and maybe feed them false information for you.
Or you could feed us information.
Yes.
True
There's-
information.
That I can do that. I feel that my oath to the Lord Cauchyi, as you had said, it's really an oath to progress, and he's really trying to justify now, sort of betraying the thing that he had sort of dedicated himself to, and he's sort of trying to work things. And he says, and yes, I can see that there's a greater purpose that I have sworn myself to, and that my skills can be used in a different way, and yes, I will do this for you. I will become your agent. I will become your double agent.
You do understand that if you betray us, we will put your head on a pike. Me
Yes.
specifically.
I understand.
Good.
I understand that. And that.
Will anything happen to you if you break this oath to Lord Cauchyi? Like,
Well,
magically.
yes, I have met people such as myself that have broken their solemn oaths before, and they go through a period of depression. They lose some of their abilities, but there is a path of redemption that, for many of these fallen oath breakers. I seek not to break my oath, but to modify it.
Ooh.
And I believe that this is in the spirit of what I had meant. And you can see it's really, really weighing on him. He's trying to... He knows he's caught. He didn't quite understand what he had gotten himself into in helping out. He was just a zealot who was here to do anything that the Lord Cauchyi needed. And when it came down to him that he was needed to help steal these things and maybe do a few other little things...
I think, in the grand scheme of things, working towards greater progress, you were actually in the right place at the right time, whether that be from some creator that put you in this position or just by happenstance. You needed to be a flunky for Lord Cauchyi in order to be in the position to really fulfill a greater purpose.
Yes.
So I think you are right in thinking you
I can see that now.
modify your oath and you can work for justice and progress.
If
That
it
is
is what
what
the
we do.
Forge Master wills, then
Can I-
think you will be on the right path.
Can I roll for insight to see if
Absolutely. Please roll for insight. Any
He's,
of
like,
you that wish to roll for
mixing
insight.
his words,
Mhm.
being very specific with what he's saying, or if he's being truthful? 9.
I'm not gonna roll because Tarnish wants to believe this for himself.
Gotcha. And so the rest of you can't see anything that he's been sort of, obscuring. He seems to have realized during the conversation that he was sort of duped into, that he he had thought that he had pledged himself to this noble cause, and now he's been used as a flunky to do these stupid little things and steal gears and tools and stuff like that. And that's not what he came out here for. He came out here to be a glorious knight, you know, shining in armor and, you know, a beacon of sort of hope and glory. And that's, you know, as the conversation has gone on, his sort of delusion has sort of fallen away, and he's realized, oh, I'm just the low man on the totem pole who's been sent to do stupid little errands and stuff.
I like Rigard. I think he's a good lad who just got pushed astray.
I would see him redeem himself.
What say you, Sabina?
Sure.
Sure.
Or we can always do the rat in the bucket.
No rat and bucket. No.
What do you say, Rexy?
Hides Rexy even like further.
Okay. And so the Lord Lorentz, you know, agrees with you, and basically sends Rigard with the sheriff down to the dungeon area, where the sheriff's going to continue doing some questioning and sort of set up their protocol for giving information and stuff back and forth. And so Lord Lorentz brings everyone who has sort of passed the test in together and says, okay, well, we know that the people in this room right now can be trusted in this. Hopefully we can expand our circle of trust as we go. But as you go through your sort of daily stuff, if you come upon anybody who is suspicious, who might need to be brought in and asked the questions directly, you know, let me know, and I'll coordinate that with the sheriff. If you have any leads that come up as far as these things, you can also go directly to the sheriff. I'm putting her in charge of the investigation, so she may come to you guys if there's something specific that she needs you to investigate, but otherwise she'll be sort of the primary investigator on this.
Could I maybe propose a suggestion?
Sure.
So in the event that we are out in the fort and we need to communicate to one of our trusted circle that somebody is suspicious and maybe running just like the Spy Master ran from us, and there's not time for a formal interrogation, maybe we should have a code word that we can all know that if we say the word, that means that person you're referring to is trouble.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions for this word?
I don't.
I think perhaps by the Forge Master's will, a call and response of some sort.
Maybe. Or maybe something mundane but not common.
Beaver Dam. Deer. Elk. Something like that. Just a generic word that we could shout.
Yes, that's
Raccoon! Raccoon!
3 times raccoon. Raccoon. What say you?
I like it.
That works for me.
And you point at the person you suspect.
Raccoon!
Yes, exactly. Discreet, but
not really that discreet.
Tarnished, like Nirt's like thumbing through his tome, like looking for the section on code words. It doesn't appear that the book has this answer. Raccoon, was it?
Yes, I don't have any pamphlets on code words, so I just thought we would brainstorm.
Yeah, if you guys want to call it something else, that's totally fine.
We could say there's a raccoon.
But what if you just see a raccoon? It needs to be...
Are raccoons abundant here?
I don't know.
Yes, they are. They're abundant here. So raccoon might not be the best thing.
Do you want to yell possum or opossum?
But what if someone mistakes the two and they say opossum when the code word is possum?
This wasn't supposed to be this complicated.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I just came up with the idea.
Well, how about we say...
Go ahead. Sorry.
How about we say I don't think raccoons like that person.
Interesting. But there are quite a few raccoons. I think if we do that, we need to say it 3 times. I don't think a raccoon would like that person. I don't think a raccoon would like that person. I don't think a raccoon would like that person. And then I'll know.
I love it.
So something with a raccoon in it, but you have to say it 3 times.
3 times, yes.
Okay, that's the key.
Yes.
So a sentence with a raccoon in it,
Yes.
but you have to say it 3
3
times
times in a
order
row.
to confirm.
Yes. Sequentially.
You have no idea how much I love it.
Wonderful. It's great.
Don't like that raccoon. I do not like that raccoon. That raccoon is not for me.
See, that wouldn't work for me because you changed the variation of the words, and I wouldn't know that you were doing a code because you need to repeat the same phrase. Yeah?
Okay.
I don't know if this scenario will come up, but for me, that would be confusing.
I mean, you're not wrong. Could we not just say, someone grab that bastard over there?
3 times? Or.
I don't know that the repetition is necessary.
There's a whole room of just people watching us have this
Shaking their head.
They all look at Lawrence like, these are the 3 you've chosen to like put your faith in? Wow.
We could do something like melon. Simple. 1 time. Is melon common enough?
Melons don't grow out here.
There's no melon for breakfast. What is this?
No melons.
I think melon would be a good alternative if you're not comfortable with the 3 times repetition of a phrase involving the word raccoon.
I agree. Traitors shall be known as melons going forward.
All right, traitors are melons. That is now passed around the room. Everyone agrees that is a very creative solution to this. Lawrence sort of motions you aside and says, you have done fabulous work here on this little mission. Go get some rest. It's the middle of the night now, early wee hours of the morning. I would suggest that even while you're here in camp, that you run a watch, that you rotate who's on watch throughout the night, because we don't know who else is out there, and now that we have uncovered a few of them, they know that we're onto us, and maybe they will be seeking retribution. I'm not sure. So I would suggest that you just rotate a watch, even when you're here in camp. But he says, I'll see you out, out and about tomorrow, and I'll bring you up to speed if there's anything else that the sheriff is able to get out of Rigord before they start the double agent mission.
Sounds good. I feel like we could all use a long rest.
Let's go to bed.
Yes,
Indeed.
to the triple bunk beds.
To the triple bunk
Again,
beds.
do I have to be on top?
Well, I have to be on the bottom, so yes.
Okay, and so
Fair
that's
enough.
where we'll bring chapter 6 to a close.